Meet Nicholas Roche, son of Giro Tour and world's winner Stephen. It's a tag the 29-year-old Irishman has shouldered for the best part of a decade in the pro peloton. But it seems remiss not to ask whether the inevitable comparisons have weighed heavily on him.
10 years ago, definitely. I'm pro 8-9 years, and it's too late. I haven't won Paris-Nice when I was 21. I haven't done the Giro Tour World Championships yet, so I'm running late on that too. So people realise that, whatever my dad done, he's done it, and I'm very proud of what he's done, and people are still very proud of what he's done. And I think the comparison at this stage is nonsense,
Undoubtedly, though, Nico has inherited some of his father's sporting genes, although his own path to a career in cycling was less certain until well into his late teens.
My first years were pretty hard, I'd never been racing. I was always swinging off the back, and then eventually I started getting better and getting it for results, and then obviously you kind of like it a bit more. Only later, probably around 18, 19, I was like, I think I'm good enough. Hopefully over the next 2 or 3 years I could try and give it a proper shot and see how it goes.
With his half-French background, Nico started out with Cofidis, before stints at Crédit Agricole and AG Desert. Some solid results followed, but there was always a hint that the handbrake was partially engaged, especially when it came to time trialling in stage races.
And I was feeling so frustrated because, I know I can do it, I know I should be able to do it. Everybody says, how are you not doing it? And somehow when I get to 2K to the finish, I lose 30 seconds in the last 2K. There's something I'm not doing right. I must be going too quick somewhere, or not enough, or not eating well, or not drinking enough, or whatever.
A move to Bjarne Riis's team, what is now Tinkoff-Saxo, brought about some positive changes in approach.
On training, I think I was doing a few mistakes that were kind of quickly analysed here on the team. I think what was the key for me was changing my mental approach, plus all the backup that the team was able to give me just made me improve in how to time trial.
With a renewed sense of his abilities, Roche entered the final Grand Tour of the season with big goals in mind. Goals which became bigger after winning stage 2 and then assuming the race lead 6 days later.
In the World, I was hoping to be as close as possible to top 5, if not top 5, and I had kind of said it pretty clearly. But once I was there, I could feel that I actually had a chance for a podium, which was, it only feels like it's 2 spots, but it's just an immense gap between 5th and 3rd.
But despite his Northern European heritage, Roche's podium ambitions came unstuck when he cracked on stage 14 in Andorra. A day the weather changed from arid Spanish summer to bone-chilling mist and rain. He finished the Volta 5th, determined not to make the same mistake.
Maybe I wasn't prepared for the cold rather than the bad luck. Some riders suffer from cramps in the superheat. I feel comfortable in top heat, and I suffer from the change of sudden heat to cold. And especially this year with the Giro, where we know that there could be some extreme weather forecast there, I'm going to have to be really more prepared and focused on the right knee warmers and clothing to wear.
Of course, the mercurial Irish weather could play a factor in the early part of this year's Giro, Roche's first main objective for 2014, though he doesn't see the 3 stages on the Emerald Isle as pivotal to his hopes.
The main event is going to be the Team Tinkoff-Saxo. I don't think the 2 stages down, going down to Dublin, are going to be strategically important, even though there's going to be a fair bit of coast roads where, it's always twisty and super windy.
Even so, would it not be a dream come true for the former Irish national champion with the surname Roche to make headlines with the Giro on his home isle?
Well, it'd be exceptional to win a stage in the Giro in the first place. It would be even more exceptional if I could do it in Ireland. But then, both stages are kind of made for sprinters, so it's in the back of the mind, but I'm not going to do anything super crazy to take a mega risk to try and beat the sprinters on their own game.
Realism prevailing over romance then, as Nico looks to make the next step up in his career.